This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
Oil fell on Monday as concern over the economic impact of the U.S. Federal Reserve potentially raising interest rates and weaker Chinese manufacturing data outweighed support from new OPEC Plus supply cuts taking effect this month. The Fed, which meets on May 2 to 3, is expected to increase interest rates by another 25 basis points. The U.S. dollar rose against a basket of currencies on Monday, making oil more expensive for other currency holders. Brent crude fell $1.21, or 1.5%, to $79.12 a barrel at 0822 GMT, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate, WTI, crude lost 96 cents, or 1.3%, to trade at $75.82.
The surprise contraction in China's manufacturing index in April, coming after first-quarter growth exceeded expectations, underlines the uneven nature of the recovery in the world's second-biggest economy. This variable economic story is likely to be mirrored in China's imports of major commodities, with strength in some areas being offset by more modest demand in others. The official Manufacturing Purchasing Managers' Index, PMI, dropped to 49.2 in April from 51.9 in March, slipping below the 50 level that demarcates expansion from contraction for the first time since December. The PMI was also below market expectations for a positive outcome of 51.4.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Indian state fuel retailers' gasoil sales rose in April from the previous month, preliminary sales data showed, indicating a pickup in economic activity. Daily sales of gasoil rose by 4.8% to 238,500 tons in April compared with March, the data showed. Gasoil accounts for about 2/5 of refined fuel consumption in India and is directly linked to industrial activity. India's factory activity expanded at its quickest pace in more than 4 months in April to 57.2, driven by solid growth in new orders and output, the Manufacturing Purchasing Managers' Index compiled by S&P Global showed on Monday.
Russia temporarily halted gas supplies to Armenia on Monday for 4 days to conduct planned maintenance on a major gas pipeline, Gazprom Armenia said in a statement. Russia is Armenia's main gas supplier, shipping 2.6 billion cubic meters to the country last year. In a statement, Gazprom Armenia, a subsidiary of Russia's state-controlled gas giant Gazprom, said it was temporarily suspending gas exports from 8 a.m. local time, 0400 GMT, on Monday, May 1 until 8 p.m., 1600 GMT, on Thursday, May 4. Next, we have the top news in metal markets. Solid copper mine production from new or expanded operations is expected to push the market into surplus next year, before growth slows down in the second half of the decade. Higher mining output plus additional supply from a stockpile in Congo could further weigh on prices, which are already seeing pressure from weak demand and signs of a slowing global economy. Benchmark prices hit their lowest since January 6 this week. Macquarie currently expects 2023 global copper mine supply to increase by 2.8%, or around 600,000 tons, due to project ramp-ups and higher output at some existing operations.
Copper prices steadied on Friday as China pledged to boost growth in the world's top metals consumer, but gains were capped by weak demand and signs of a slowing global economy. 3-month copper on the London Metal Exchange, LME, edged up 0.1% to $8,596.50 a ton by 16:30 GMT, having earlier risen to $8,648. It touched its lowest in nearly 4 months on Thursday. The contract is set for its biggest monthly loss since June, having fallen by 4.4% this month, pressured by the sluggish pace of metals demand recovery in China despite shedding strict COVID-19 restrictions.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
Consultancy Strategie Grains raised its forecast for 2023 European Union rapeseed production this year to 20.0 million tons from 19.5 million a month earlier, citing favorable crop conditions in much of Europe. The revised forecast was also above estimated 2022 output, which Strategie Grains put at 19.4 million tons. Most of Europe has seen regular rain in the past month, with the exception of Spain, boosting soil moisture after a dry end to winter. The European Commission also raised its official forecast of 2023 EU rapeseed production to 20 million tons in a monthly update last week. That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.